For how many generations has your family been in the photographic business?
Yeah, so I'm second generation. My son in the business is third generation.
And where was the business founded?
In New York City, in Brooklyn. Back in 1938, my uncle started a company and then later brought his two younger brothers in and founded the company that we now have today, which is Tiffin.
What's the history of Jewish people in the photographic industry? Was it just something that people they finished in cheder, f-stops, and apertures?
Well, soon after World War II, a variety of Jewish immigrants brought many of the Japanese brands into the United States. Canon, Nikon, for major brands, were brought in by Jewish immigrants that opened up distribution companies here in the U.S. to distribute the products for the Japanese manufacturers. As time went on and the businesses grew, the Japanese companies took over their distribution, and you have Canon, Nikon all handling their own products today. But the early seeds of that were early Jewish immigrants here from Europe.
Is it because they were cinematographers or because they were international traders?
Photographers. They were interested in the photography business, and they saw opportunity. They saw opportunity.
Bringing the Japanese brands over.
The quality of their products were always great. Their optics were great, and they knew that there was an opportunity for distribution here in the U.S. once the war was over.
What was the market like before they did that?
A lot of American branded manufacturing companies, a lot of American branded cameras. Cameras were produced here in the U.S. So it was a different market back then. You had companies like Revere, Kodak, a lot of different other camera companies. Yeah.
Burke and James. Owned by my first wife's uncle.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And how about the Leica brand?
So the Leica brand was owned by the Leitz family, and you can Google a famous story about the Leica Freedom Train, where the Leitz family saved thousands of Jews from persecution from the Nazis and extinction by basically hiring them and then shuttling them out through a passage that they were able to develop to get many Jews out of Germany at the time. So we owe a debt of gratitude to Leica and the Leica company and the Leitz family for saving many lives. It's not a story that's broadly told, but you can Google it and see the Leica Freedom Train.
With their Gentile family?
The Leitz family was, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How about the Leica brand in the U.S.? Were Jews involved with that necessarily, or was it just a generic?
No. Leica's a global brand, and they have their own distribution, have always had their own distribution. The company's actually owned by a dear friend of mine today, Andreas Kaufman, who has built Leica back up to its great grandeur, and it's one of the stellar brands in the imaging business, if not the. So it's considered a real luxury brand of product.
Something you care to add after you finish your pizza?
Well, what happened was when they were when the family was Leitz family was getting the people out of Germany before the war, before they left they would put cameras around their necks like tourists, and when the Jews came in and got into America, they would take all those cameras and sell them, and that's kind of how some of those discount camera stores got started.
Now the
B&H and
this is Stephen Poster, ASC, world famous cinematographer and dear friend. So happy you're joining us for
brother.
this.
He's like a brother.
Brother from another mother. So.
The Academy of Motion Pictures, they have a museum, and they omitted putting out the Jewish contribution to the film industry, even though the studio's founders were mostly Jewish, and so they compensated. But Jews are associated typically with heading production studios, content development, not necessarily equipment. How about Jewish people in the equipment, camera and audio?
Quite a lot.
Yeah, but the museum's fabulous. If you get a chance, go see it, because it's a wonderful exhibit. The 3 floors of the place, it's really fabulous.
How about B&H and Focus Photo and those companies of the Haredis who don't even own televisions but sell them? How about, do they serve as a positive or negative ambassador, you think, to the general public who are closed on Shabbos and they're closed on Yontif?
I think their success and the success of companies like B&H is the tribute to their business acumen and the value that they provide to the entire world.
Yeah.
B&H is a global provider of goods and services for the imaging business, and whether you're buying an Apple computer from them, or a Canon Nikon camera, or a Leica camera, or any of our products, B&H is a top quality service provider, educator. They teach people about the business. They're an incredible ambassador and invest tremendous amounts of money in just helping educate people on taking better pictures and taking photography. And they do that in spite of the fact that they're closed on Saturdays. So it's a tribute to them and a tribute to their management and the owners, Mr. Schreiber, Mr. Goldstein, who've built an enormous business globally, and did it on the basis of one thing: service to the customer.
Right.
Service to the customer was their main adage.
I can call up, say I need this, and it's there the next day. It's just fabulous service.
Yeah.